Hey ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with my Yamaha R3, it's a 2018, and what I'd like to install on it is a USB cable so that I could power my iPhone when I want to use the nav system so it doesn't go dead. So what I got off of Amazon was this mini USB outlet, and what we're going to do is we're going to hook this up to the battery and probably a fuse so that it only goes on when you start the bike, so I could power up the iPhone. And I think I'm gonna mount it probably somewhere down here so it's just out of the way, and when I want to plug in the cable I could just plug it in, bring the wire up here and charge the phone. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so here's the part. Basically this is where the USB gets plugged in, and it's got a nice little cap so we can close it off. And like I said, we're going to probably mount that somewhere down here. I know my hands are in the way, but you guys kind of got the idea. And these are the parts that get hooked up. We're probably going to hook this up, the black to the negative of the battery, and we'll probably put this on the flasher fuse. This way when I start the bike, it'll send power as opposed to it constantly using the battery. So I probably am going to wind up clipping this and stripping the wire. And this one, which I recommend, does have a fuse in it. And this wire gets connected to this. And that's it. So the first step is going to be removing the back seat by putting the key in right over here. Alright, let's do that. Okay, the back seat is off, and now we're going to get to the battery. The first things that have to be removed are these two 4mm screws. Okay, and it's a 4mm Allen key. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Okay, those screws are out, and what we need to do is just kind of flex this blue a little bit, and this comes right out. Flex the blue. This whole thing comes out. Okay, now the next step is to get this screw and this screw, take them out, and remove the driver's seat. Okay, and this is done using an 8mm socket. Okay, so we'll just loosen that. And the same thing on the other side to remove the seat. Okay, with those two screws removed, the seat comes right off. Okay, and we'll set that aside. Okay, so what are we looking at in here? Well, basically we have the car battery, the motorcycle battery. Got the negative and the positive, so I'm going to hook up the negative to the negative, and then, like I said, this is the fuse box over here, and I am going to hook up the positive to this 15 amp fuse, the second one in. This is the blinkers fuse, which automatically will give power once the key is on. Okay, so we're going to hook up the positive to that. Okay, so I'm going to do that and show you what it looks like. Okay, folks, so I hooked up the black wire to the black terminal, and like I said, I took the red wire, spliced it, and if you could see, I actually put the fuse in with the spliced wire wrapped around it. Okay, and if you don't have a splicer, I highly recommend these. This is not an advertisement, but these are awesome. All you do is you put the wire on the top here, and it pulls and splices the wire any size. It's amazing. Okay, so I did that, and this is basically the other side, I have the USB hooked in, and I tested it out already. And the good thing, like I said, was when the key is turned on, it will power up the phone, and when the key turns off, you can no longer charge. So that's great. So now all I have to do is basically run these wires through here, which is real easy. I'm gonna pop off just probably 2 screws, that one and that one. It's gonna take off that fairing. I'll just run these wires under here and under here, and I'm gonna mount it, and I'll show you what that looks like when it's mounted. Okay, pretty easy so far. Okay, so those 2 screws basically took off this one fairing. So I'm gonna run this wire basically right through here and tuck all this in and get it up to the front and move on. Okay, be back. Okay folks, so the project is done. I had a last minute change of heart. Instead of mounting it over here, because it was a little close to the moving handlebars, what I did was I ran it right in between over here through the handlebars, and then what I did was I zip tied it to this middle rod right here, which does not move on the bike. So it's, you can see there's no worries about steering or turning that would interfere with it. So just 2 zip ties, no 2-way tape, and you can see that you just simply pop off the cap, and there is your USB port to charge your phone. And I have a cable here, and all we have to do is plug it in. And I did order a shorter one, so we won't have this long cable hanging. Just trying to get this in. Well, you guys get the idea. Plug this in, and then I'm just going to run it up to my RAM mount, and that's it. So that was a simple project, last minute change. It's got a nice cap, so can't even see it. Thanks everyone for watching. Okay, safe riding out there. Take care.